there should be like window no minimize.
No, I think
Is
it's
it possible to open it through the
PowerPoint.
browser, the PDF itself?
Yes, it is, but I will have to. Yeah, it is actually. Yeah.
Because I think that could help. Yeah,
Then we can do.
remove the title F11
Yeah.
and so hello everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. I say even it's an honor for me. My name is Ismail Hasanov, and today the main topic is charisma in entrepreneurship. So so here's the topics we would cover today. It's about me and the Boost Circle. It's an entrepreneurship society I represent. Then we're gonna talk about what is the charisma and how it can help you and how it can help us. And we're also gonna mention the charisma in leadership and how we can develop it and why do we need it. So a bit about me. My name is Ismail Hasanov, as I already told. I'm a student. I'm currently studying I'm a master's degree student at University of Turku. My major is a cybersecurity and minor is a data science, but nevertheless, I always was interested about the startups and this wonderful world of opportunities. And I have started my startup, my journey into this wonderful world when I was 17, which happened like 5 years ago. And I participated in various startup contests. I won some of them. On some of them, I wasn't successful. Our idea wasn't that successful, but nevertheless, I was always keep going into this field. And right now, I'm a member of innovations agency in Azerbaijan. It's the place where I came from, and we also support the entrepreneurs there. And currently, I am a former board member at Boost Turku, and right now I'm already an active member in this community. So a bit about Boost. What is the Boost? Boost Turku is a non-profit association based in Turku that has been inspiring the students since 2009. And the main vision of the Boost Turku is to make the Turku the startup capital of Nordics. We have a great purpose. We actually we're a society with more than 300 or 400 members in, and what we can offer you. Boost actually can offer you. I'm sorry, can we do it like a little bit? Well, yeah. Thank you. So what Boost can offer you? First of all, Boost Turku can offer you a network. Since we have many people in different areas, IT, we have salesperson, we have managers, project managers, and all these people can help you and your personal project or idea. Everything you need, just come to our office at the Spark Up and just start talking with us. We have many people on site, our executive director, our community managers, our board members. Moreover, if you want to start your journey in the startup world, Boost can offer you an idea. We have several workshops about where we practice which ideas are sustainable, which of them could be used, which one are demanded right now. And the most important is help. The Boost Turku is eager to help young entrepreneurs because there are so many people who want to start, but they have no clue how could they initiate their project, their idea. So that's where you need, that's the perfect place. The Boost Turku is a perfect place to start because we can offer you a network. If you need someone like the IT guy, project manager, or salesperson, we can provide it. We can provide you help. We can provide the workshops you need. We can provide the competition where you can try yourself. And of course, fun times. We have a lot of events with free alcohol, food, where we network and mingle around and have fun. One of such events are like CoffNet, which is about the coffee and networking with people. So always remember, lack of charisma can be fatal. What is charisma in general? Is it a God blessing, or is it a personality trait we develop when we're kids? Or is it a something we can work on and change? Initially was assumed, it's a charisma, it's a Greek word, and it was assumed that it's a gift from the gods. Like, you are the chosen one if you have it. You can inspire people, you can lead them. But after that, people started to think that maybe it's not something you're gifted with. Maybe it's something you have when you're a kid, like a personality trait, it's developed as you grow. But actually, in my opinion, and there are many works on it, it's a skill that we can work on, that we can sharpen, that we can develop. In the work of one of US professors who work in Harvard, if I'm not mistaken, she mentioned that she conducted a study where she figured out that the charisma is actually a skill that you can develop. And she actually she has a book with a lot of exercise, how you can improve your charisma, how you can sharpen it. But before we go to it, do you really need a charisma? Are you a politician or business person who we assume who need this charisma to lead people, to inspire people? These two persons are like one of the perfect examples of the charisma. They have it and they lead people. They succeeded. As you can see, Mr. Donald Trump is a politician, former US president, and really successful entrepreneur. And he's a very charismatic person. And Elon Musk, who can just by tweet, who can make the destiny of the crypto coins, of the companies, their stocks, and he really can influence people. But do you really need also their charisma? The answer is yes, because charisma is a skill. The answer is yes, because charisma is a skill that everyone needs to influence the masses, who can impact their opinions, like teachers, journalists. If you have a bad teacher who is not charismatic at all, to whom you look and you have nothing, no will to follow them, then you're not gonna study. If you have a really nice charismatic teacher and you look and you like, I want to be like this guy or this person, I want to develop myself. So that's actually the work of charisma. You're impressed by their charisma. Or journalists or sales managers, of course, they also need it. Like sales manager, if you don't have any charisma, how are you gonna sell something to you? That would be hard. Or journalists, if they're like the TV, like the people on TV, they're also journalists and they need this charisma to promote their time on TV, basically. And the charisma is your best friend. If you're like a person who influence the masses, who is in sales, who is a politician, who needs the people to follow him, to believe him, then the charisma is your best friend. It's a tool you need to use. It's not, although it's not your main tool, because you can't build something based on pure charisma. Like you can't build the Tesla if you're like a charismatic person, if there is nothing behind you. Of course, in order for your charisma to work, you need to have a solid idea, blueprints, a nice idea, or a product you can sell to people. And if you have something behind, charisma will help you to sell it, to develop it, to make people believe in you. Basically, it can immensely help you to pursue your aims if you have this weapon in your weaponry. But let's see on the example how charisma worked. Even though people in Philip Morris, basically Marlboro, they didn't use their own charisma, but they invented a person, a Marlboro cowboy, a man of America, how they called him. And because of this man, the sales, the tobacco sales, the Marlboro's revenue increased from 5 billions to 20 billions within 2 years. They just invented a person and people were looking at him and they were seeing in his charisma the guy who do not think about tomorrow, who has everything right now, right here. He's just man of like, he do not obey to anyone. He's independent. He's cool guy, a cowboy with his gun here, with his horse behind him, and he's just living, enjoying his life and smoking the Marlboro cigarettes. And after these commercials, so many people rush to the stores to buy Marlboro. Actually, my dad told me like 20 years ago, people were ready to pay double, even triple price just to get these Marlboro packs, just to be able to associate themselves with this cowboy, that they have the same charisma, that they're independent, they're cool, they're like smoking Marlboro. That means they're like this guy. But actually, the Marlboro targeted the people who were like teenage years, like the kids basically, because they were also a main consumers of these tobacco products, even though it's not allowed, but in many countries it worked. The teenagers were buying this cigarette to take, because it was their way to declare that they're independent from their parents. They're like smoking cigarettes like this free guy, like they're on their own. And that's how the charisma of this guy impacted the sales. It made people to remember the guy, the brand, the product. And also another perfect example is Steve Jobs, the former CEO of Apple, who also used his charisma to achieve a lot. And this is a perfect example when it's not, as I mentioned, the charisma is not your main tool. It's a complementary tool. He had a perfect project, the iPhone, which made a revolution in the world. It was actually a revolution, like a padless phone where you can just listen to music, a smartphone basically, listening to music, taking pictures, whatever you want. But the way he was presenting it, the way people were following it, we're actually discussing the charisma and leadership. Like even though his management style, some people didn't like it at all because he was a little bit harsh. Some people say he was despotic, but people were believing him and following him because of his charisma. He was a visionary. The perfect example, I think, is like what he said to John Scully to lure him to Apple. The John Scully was a former CEO of PepsiCo, and this guy was really successful. He just can knock door of any company and they would invite him for a position, giving a lot of money. But Steve Jobs actually told him, like, do you want to sell the sugar water for the rest of your life, or do you want to come with me and change the world? After this, the John Scully just joined to Apple as a CEO at that time. The Steve Jobs and the charisma he had, it made people to believe in him, to believe in his idea and blindly follow him. Even though the people didn't like his management style, his approach and stuff, but the vibe he had, people just were blindly following him because they were believing in his ideas. And that's the true power of charisma. If you're a leader and you're sure in your idea, and if you have this charisma tool, you can make people to follow you. Because basically it's people, as it was previously mentioned during the previous presentation, the one person can have all skills in the world. He can't be like the sales manager, product manager, IT guy, the developer, even though the Steve Jobs were trying to do it. He was presenting his products and developing it. But behind this guy, behind this man, there are like a team of 1,000 people who were working on the project, who were following him because they were believing in his idea. People were believing that if we follow this guy, we'll become the rich because it's a Steve Jobs. Come on, the charisma. That's one of the greatest example of the charisma and how it can lead people. But as I mentioned, it won't work if there is nothing behind you. The people will follow you, but they will fall faster if you don't have anything behind you and you just lure them to any project or idea. That's not gonna work. But still, they will follow you. But after that, your charisma will actually be destroyed. But how we can develop this charisma if we can easily destroy it? Basically, the charisma, it's just a skill. And there are like many components that contribute to your charisma. First of all, of course, it's oratory skills, your speech, how you speak. Like, do you have any emotions in your speech? Because the emotional connection is one of the most important thing if you want to be a charismatic person. Like, you can't really just start and speaking really monotonously so people get boring. No, you should put some emotions, your excitement, maybe any other emotions, your sorrow or your happiness. So people are actually interested in listening to you. So they see that it's not a doll there speaking, it's actually living a human being who has emotions, who can speak like, and his speech is actually like, do not force you to sleep like a lecture during your university when you were listening and like, Jesus Christ, I hope this lecture ends. No, that's how you should impress people, make them listen to you. Because personally, I had many bad lectures. When I'm listening to their lectures, I want to just close the Zoom conference and sleep, because the way how they speak, yes, it's a dead end. But it's actually very important, as well as we already mentioned, for teachers to be charismatic, to not force people to leave their conversation, but rather to listen to them. Other skill is the nonverbal skills. If you stay like a queen's guard, or actually now it's a king's guard, and do not move or do not do anything, that's also not good. If you have a speech, you should use your hands, legs, whatever, to just build this emotional connection with people, so they more interested, so they start to listen, so they see that by doing this, you basically show that I'm also human, since many people do it, and they start to believe that it's the same human being, and start to see a person, a charismatic person in you. And of course, the appearance also matters. Yes, you can persuade people to believe in you without the expensive tuxedo like Steve Jobs did, but that's also a good thing to have a nice physical appearance. It doesn't mean that you should have the expensive clothes or something, but it rather mean that you should be your face should be nice, like shaved and stuff. At least wash your hair, wash your head. Your physical appearance should be clean and tidy. If you're like this, the people will start to take you seriously. Especially that's really important for sales managers. Because your physical appearance can actually be an ambassador that you're successful. If you're especially entrepreneur or sales manager, it shows that you're successful, that you can afford this expensive watch, this expensive phone, or like if you smoke, this expensive pack of cigarettes. It's just a regular thing for you. So you're successful. So people will actually start thinking that, damn, by his look, I can tell that this guy makes a lot of money. So I want to follow him. I believe in his ideas. And mimics. Of course, your facial expressions. That's the second tool you can use to express your emotions. Again, it's these or full components, they're working together, not separately. If you have your perfect physical appearance, but you just can't speak, or your mimics doesn't work, or you cannot create the emotional connection with the person, that's not gonna work. The same for other skills. They're linked to each other. And of course, they're linked to the ideas behind you have. If you don't have anything, if you can't promote your project or blueprints, it's not gonna work. So on this interesting point, do we have any questions from people? Okay, if not, thank you very much. I'm really grateful for audience, and it's honor for me to stand here. And if you guys will have any questions about the boost operations, just reach me out, or you can feel free to join us at the Spark Up, where we have our office on the first floor. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much. It's very important to make sure that someone can remember you. If you have your customer or your network, your friends, that's very important. I think it's very much to do with charisma, that someone can remember you after.